This is my 2004 Acura RSX that I bought used off of the good old Facebook Marketplace.
And so in today's video, I'm going to be introducing you guys to a brand new series where I'm going to be modifying this RSX using only Facebook Marketplace parts.
Hello and welcome, my name is Kevin, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel where I like to modify cheap and old cars using cheap and affordable methods. Now since you guys loved my Honda Civic series where I modified it using only junkyard parts so much, I figured I'd do something similar but with a different car. With this brand new series, I'll be showing you guys how to look for parts online and finding those sweet deals all across Facebook Marketplace. But first, let's introduce the car we'll be modifying. So around February, as I was doing my routinely Marketplace doom scroll, I happened to come across this RSX that was being listed for around 2,000 bucks. I've always wanted to own one of these for myself, but finding one in decent condition will usually cost you around $4,000 to $6,000, and even way more for a Type S model. But this RSX seemed to be more on the affordable side, being that it was an automatic, it had high mileage, and both the interior and exterior were in pretty rough condition. Now what really caught my eye though was the fact that it was a running and driving car with no drivability issues, plus it had the title. And so in that moment, I just knew that I had to message the guy ASAP because a listing like this will surely sell quick. So on the same day that I messaged him, I pulled up to check the car out in person to see if there was anything else wrong with it. And so we fired it up and I test drove it around the block and nothing really seemed to be wrong with it driving wise. Now the guy selling it to me was a mechanic after all, and apparently it was one of his customers that just decided that they didn't want the car anymore after a little fender bender. But after looking at the car in person, I decided that it wasn't worth dropping $2,000 for, just because of how much work I'd have to put in to restore it back to normal. Even though we didn't come to an agreement on the price, I still kept my interest and waited a couple days to see if he would lower the price at all. And so after a few days, he made a new listing with a lowered price of $1,800. And I saw that it hasn't sold yet, so I went ahead and made an offer of about $1,600 to see if he would bite. And finally, we agreed to meet at the price of $1,700 for this RSX.
Alright, just handed him the money and he gave me the keys and the title. So I'm gonna go ahead and start her up and we'll take this thing home. Never mind, it's dead. Alright guys, with a quick jump start, started right up. We just gotta drive it around to, let the alternator charge it up a bit. But he said he put in a new battery, so hopefully we won't have any, starting issues or nothing like that. Yeah, I think this RSX is an 04, so it is pretty old. Who knows what's been replaced so far? Probably nothing. Previous owner was a, I believe he said it was an old lady, so yeah, I don't think any real maintenance has been done on this thing, so. But at least it has a new battery. I'll probably have to, do a slight tune-up, but I think we should be good. There's no stuttering. Check this out, man. I got a cool little radio. Yeah, man. I think all in all, it's just in rough shape exterior-wise. So, as I'm driving it right now, it feels pretty smooth. Power steering is a little tough, but it's not so bad where I'm struggling to turn the car. Hopefully, I don't get pulled over. It is registered, thankfully, but I don't have nothing's to my name right now. I just have the title, so. Plus this car just looks janky. Like if I was a cop, I would pull me over immediately. Yeah, luckily this was only like 15 minutes away from my spot, so I'm just gonna carefully drive this home. We'll inspect it at the crib and yeah. But as far as meeting up with a stranger to buy a car, luckily the location of the car was only 15 minutes away from me, so I could easily just drive up there and check out the car in person and decide whether or not I actually want to buy it. But if I had to make more of like a 30-minute to an hour drive, I think beforehand I would have to decide whether or not I actually really do want to buy this thing or not. Make your time worth it. But with this being 15 minutes away, I guess it's less of a priority whether or not I go home with it or not. Easily transportable. All you need is a second driver to take you there and take you home. Get one of your buddies to go with you. If you don't have anyone else to drive you there, if you're going on a solo trip, you could just drive there yourself and then tow the car to your place. So that's one option. Oh man, I wish I recorded more clips when I was actually there, speaking with the guy. But it was pretty straightforward. You just show up with the money, you inspect it, and then you decide whether or not you want it. Hand them the money and you drive home. That's really it. That's really how this process went. Simple as that.
So now that we have the car in our possession, let's go ahead and get a closer look at it.
Let me go ahead and show you guys some of my favorite quirks about this car right here. So for whatever reason, the guy that I bought it off of, I don't know who did it. Someone must have tried to do some body work, but got some crazy mud on here. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to shave that down and redo it. But it's pretty much like that all around the car.
It's like they told the shop apprentice to grab some 180 grit and just go ham all over the car.
Yeah, they didn't even sand it down properly. They kind of just mixed it up and slapped it right onto the fender. It's a good thing that we've been practicing. I think I'm pretty confident in turning this car around and giving it a nice paint job. And so, if you guys remember, I had this bumper from the previous RSX, the one that had all of the screws to hold it up with. I've just got it on here, held on by zip ties, just for the meantime. Definitely gonna have to replace that. I've got this really sick banner on here. I don't even know what it says, but yeah, I'm gonna assume that's something in Japanese. If anyone knows what that says, let me know. And I'm definitely gonna have to take that off. So besides the body, let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. For the most part, it's in pretty decent shape. I really like the fact that it's all black. It's got the black leather seats, but unfortunately, underneath these car seats, they're all cracked up. I think I'm gonna have to figure out how to upholster this myself, and I think we'll have a go at that. But I mean, other than that, it just needs a really good vacuum and a deep cleaning. You know, the steering wheel, it's in pretty rough shape. Might just have to get a wheel cover for it, but I gotta figure out how to re-leather this, stitch it all up. It is automatic, unfortunately. If you guys know me, I like to buy all my cars manual, stick shift, just because, you know, that's where all the fun is at. You know, I think just automatic, this would do as a nice daily. And so another cool thing that I like, it's got an aftermarket stereo. One of the OG brands, you know, the ones that you see in the classic Hondas. I really like that. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, the interior isn't too bad. It's just a little dirty. All it needs is a nice cleaning up, and yeah, it'll do it justice. But got this cool roof spoiler thingy, whatever that is, like a roof scoop. And then we've got a broken tail light. I'm gonna have to replace these. So other than the minor exterior issues that it has, I think I picked it up for a pretty good price. It's a complete car. It runs and drives. It'll take me to where I need to go. And it's a very comfortable ride so far. So yeah, I think this will be a very fun series of me just modifying with secondhand parts. I'm very curious to how this will turn out. I think I want to try to manual swap this as well. You know, learn that and get the experience. That'd be a pretty cool series. Woo! All right, guys, man. Hey, I just got back from Take 5 Oil. I was doing my inspection, and guys, we passed. After so many tries, man.
Yup, it actually failed twice because of an old gas cap, and the emissions failed because I didn't have a battery in it for months. So I had to drive the car for about 50 miles just before taking it back to the inspection shop. But now that everything's cleared, the car is now legally in my possession and we can finally start modifying this thing. And to start off the build, we'll actually be at a junkyard for our very first part. Now if you guys watched my last video, we found this RSX sitting here at a local scrapyard and decided to take the spoiler for our brand new project build. Now even though this is a junkyard part, I wouldn't have found it had it not been posted on Facebook in the first place. So technically I think it counts. Yeah, this junkyard actually has their own Facebook page that I happen to follow. And they do a really good job of posting all of their new inventory with daily posts. So for all you car guys on a budget, be sure to check and see if your local junkyard has a Facebook page or a website.
Just came over here, I wanted to check it out. Might as well bring you all along with me, you know? There goes the RSX. It looks like it still has everything on there that from when it entered this junkyard. Judging by the pictures that I saw online. Oh, look at this. Good motor, yes. Good tranny, yes. But it's automatic. It's all good. Yo, this car's got leather seats too. Y'all, look at these wheels that are on this car. It's got a Honda symbol on it. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if those are aftermarket or off of a different Honda, but yeah, those look pretty nice. They look pretty decent on there.
Well guys, after this, I did some researching online and these wheels are actually going to be another set of Honda factory performance wheels. Isn't that crazy? This set of wheels were only available for the Honda Civic Si EP3, and they made them for both the 4 and the 5 lug bolt patterns. Yeah, once again we've come across a rare wheel setup in the wild, but unfortunately, only 3 of the wheels are good. It would have been a really awesome find, but for now, I'll just take the rear spoiler home.
Whew. $50. That's not bad. Considering the fact that he looked up the price, he was telling me, oh, they got these up for $150 online. I'm like, hey man, yeah. Look, I pulled this off myself. This part right here is used. Look, it don't even got the 3rd brake light. So I told him, man, I'm willing to spend like $40. He said, all right, 50. Yeah, it is what it is. That's how it goes at the junkyard these days.
Now, one of the common mods that RSX owners like to do is the facelift conversion, where they swap the old front and rear end with the newer, more aggressive style bumper and lights. Now, I could have gotten everything I needed just from this Junkyard RSX, but the guy at the counter wanted $225 just for the rear bumper. So I decided to hold off on the big parts and see if I could just find them cheaper on Facebook Marketplace instead. However, I did go back just to grab the headlight brackets that are necessary for the conversion.
But yeah, we're coming back to pull some more stuff off of it. I think I've decided I'm just gonna get the bare essential. I'm just gonna grab what I need to start that conversion, which are the brackets. So I won't be buying the headlights. Not yet, at least. I'm just gonna grab the brackets and the hardware so that I can have it ready for when I do get some headlights. Now it's time for the front grille. Looks like I just have to pop these out. These little plastic pieces. Easy enough. Ooh, and it's kind of cracking right here. I've gotta kind of repaint that or something.
Yeah, I thought this red Honda symbol was a really nice touch on the front grille, so decided to take that, along with the badge that was on the trunk. These are usually just stuck on there with 3M tape, so you can pry it off with a plastic tool. And for this junkyard session, we came out with a total of $50 once again. Now, continuing our search for cheap parts, I went back onto Facebook Marketplace to see what it had for me this time around, and what do you know? A listing for an 06 RSX bumper popped up for only $70, which is way cheaper than what it normally goes for. And so once I saw this post, of course I had to send them a message to see if it was available. Now, judging off the pictures and description, it looked like this was being sold by an official business, and usually places like this already have a fixed price for the parts. So doing the whole lowball offer didn't really feel like proper etiquette here. Besides, $70 was already a low enough price to consider this worth getting. So yeah, simply let them know that I was interested and could pick it up immediately. That way they could hold it for me before anyone else tries to buy it. But if it was a private seller, you could definitely try offering like $50, especially for its condition.
Alright guys, we got a 40-minute drive to Grand Prairie. Yeah, driving all the way there to pick up this $70 RSX bumper. This was kind of just a random spur of the moment. Like, I was literally laying in bed and just doing my daily scroll on Facebook Marketplace. That's just how it is. Like every once in a while, you can just come across random ass deals that work out for you. $70 as opposed to $200 from the junkyard. Yeah, much rather go with this price. So I'm gonna drive my ass over there and we're gonna go pick that thing up. Oh, by the way, guys, you like my fluffy steering wheel? Oh, guys, I'm stuck in the middle of the freaking railroad. Come on, light, turn green. As I'm turning into the street, I came to realize it's like a whole strip of salvage yards. I came here one time looking for, you know, Honda parts, Datsun parts, but I didn't really find anything out here. But we're over here in Grand Prairie. I normally don't come out to these salvage yards just because they don't have a lot of inventory that I'm particularly interested in. I actually had a pretty bad experience with one of the locations here. Yeah, I walked into a building with, you know, with my tools, because a whole lot of these are pick and pulls, like a self-service type of thing. You go in with your tools and you can pull your own part. But yeah, I had walked into one of the locations and from the get-go, they're giving me attitude. I'm like, man, it's like, how you gonna act like this? I don't know. It's just, when it comes to businesses, it's just like, how you expect to get some money when you don't even cater to your customers, you know? Like, I don't know how to say it, but it's just like, you know, some respect or just like human decency goes a long way. All right, guys, well, we're about to pull up soon. This whole street just has a whole bunch of salvage yards lined up, so. All right, there it goes, y'all. TNA Auto Parts. Hey, this place looks kind of raggedy. It's just a single building here. I'm gonna walk up in there and take a look at the part. Let's see how it goes.
And as I entered the property, one of the workers took me to the back where they stored all of their parts, and I was pretty shocked at how big their lot was actually. It was really cool walking through their inventory. It kind of felt like I was getting a tour of a Fast and Furious movie scene, where behind closed doors, you get to see this hidden section of illegally obtained car parts and whatnot. But yeah, I was really impressed at how organized everything was. It gave me inspirations that maybe I can run something like this one day, with old, classic, and JDM cars. But here goes our new RSX bumper all in one piece. It cost us just 70 bucks, and we didn't even have to pull it off ourselves.
All right. That's a pretty cool experience. I just gotta pay for it. Yeah, it's not too bad. For 70 bucks, it's not in the best condition, but I think all I gotta do is just sand it down, give it a little bit of Bondo, and we'll spray paint it. Like right here, they circled the damage. It's got a little bump right there. Just sand it down, get some Bondo, spray it over. Woo! All right, man, let's get home. I got another 40-minute drive. Now that we're finally home, we've got all the parts that we've assembled for today's video. I've got a $70 rear bumper, $50 rear spoiler. Picked up a front grille and the front brackets for 50 bucks as well. So we spent a grand total of 170 bucks for today's video. I think that's not too bad considering the Junkyard wanted 220 bucks just for the rear bumper. So hey, I think we came out on top. So I've only got like an hour left before the sun sets. I'm gonna go ahead and try to slap these on for y'all, so let's get to it. Now I'm gonna start with this rear bumper. And so to take this thing off, I believe there is a screw up inside there. Just one of those you gotta take out. I'm gonna go ahead and take that out and then undo these as well. And then I believe you gotta get up under here. And there's probably a bolt somewhere in there. Like maybe where this is. Take this off. So for the bolt that connects the bumper into this quarter panel, I think you can take off the bolt with just a screwdriver. So I'm gonna reach up in there with this and see how that goes. I lied. 8mm. All right, my trunk is stuck, locked, and even with the key, it won't unlock. So I'm gonna climb up in there and try to force my way out. So, let's get up in here. You know, just like what we did at the Junkyard, got this switch right here. I'm trying to push it to the right and lifting at the same time, but nothing's quite happening. It won't even like stay in the unlocked position. It just goes right back to locked. And I don't want to try to push it any further because I'm afraid of breaking it since it's kind of like a brittle plastic piece. Wow, okay guys. I'm gonna have to split this up into 2 days because before I can even install anything, mess with the rear end at all, I can't even get this, I gotta get this hatch open. And apparently it's a very common problem with these damn RSXs. that rear latch, there's no other way to open it other than to, you know, climb up in here and pop it open yourself with this little switch. But my problem is, even with messing with that white latch right there, it's still not budging. So I'm thinking that there's something like a little piece of plastic is probably stuck, like maybe something broken off and just somehow got lodged in there. Something's just jamming it up and preventing it from actually opening. So I'm gonna take off all of this interior trimming. We gotta start with, I gotta take these side trimmings off, and then that will let me take this whole piece off. And I think I want to get this off as well. But let me set y'all up and I'll get to work. But hey, as I'm climbing back here, it's pretty clean back here. And look at this, it's got a cool little crossbar. Looks like it was brand new. The previous owner probably bought it. Got some power steering fluid. So that's probably an indicator that he was having issues with the power steering. What else do we see? There's some wiring back here. Maybe it looks like they had a sub back here. I wish they still had it. That way I could be bumping my music. But anyways, yeah, I need to get that piece off so I can see the whole assembly and try to dislodge that switch. Okay, apparently these are supposed to come off first. Oh, got that one. Oh, easy. All right. Yeah, they're just held in by one screw and these tabs right here. Now let's move on to this one. Well, at least it's pretty spacious back here. One of the reasons why I love hatches. You know, if you don't have a truck, you just get a hatch. Okay. Now that we have both of those sides off, I think I can take this off now. All right. Hey, that was pretty easy. I just gotta separate it off of the latch. What the wow. If your trunk is stuck, that's how you unlock it. Guys, let me show you what the was lodged in the assembly. The reason why this damn hatch wasn't opening was because of this. Y'all, do y'all see that? It's a June bug. A goddamn June bug climbed its way up inside the latch and happened to jam itself in there. A dead June bug got stuck in there. Bro, I can't believe this. See, now that the hatch is fully open, now I can actually take this off. But there's one more bolt, I believe, underneath here. Somewhere in there. And then I'm gonna unhook the light for this part. Oh, I can just do it right here. All right, let's see how this fits. Well, obviously I gotta take out the tail lights and everything, but let me close the hatch just to get an idea. No, I'm pretty sure I don't have to do any sort of modification just for the bumper to fit. All I gotta do is take off the original tail lights off and then reinstall the proper tail lights. For the tail lights, we actually have to drill into the body just to mount it up. I'm actually gonna skip to tomorrow. The sun's about to set. I'm getting bit up by mosquitoes. It's the next day. I'm gonna go ahead and just fully take this off. Take off the bumper, take off the tail lights. We'll throw the new bumper on. Looks like I need to get behind this plastic trim, so we're just gonna take this off real quick. Try to figure out what is connected. Oh, nothing. Literally just pull it off. Once again, it'll just be an 8mm. Actually, since I'm taking it off, I'm gonna go ahead and unplug the bulbs. So I'm just gonna do that. Twist counterclockwise and you just pull it out. Let's go ahead and get up to the front. We've got a 10mm right there, 10mm right there for the bracket, and the tail light itself is held in by a screw. I'm going to go ahead and put the brackets back on so the bumper can have some type of support. Oh yeah, after taking a step back, it's gonna look real nice. I can already see it. It looks way more aggressive in the rear end. Now that we have the bumper on, let's go ahead and get to this rear spoiler. That is gonna look fresh on there. Yeah, it'll be replacing this original one right here. Thankfully, it already has a spoiler, so hopefully it's already got those holes pre-drilled out in the perfect position just for that to go right on. I don't know, we'll see. But first things first, we gotta take it off. There you go, we've just got a bolt right here, and it looks like we've got a screw as well. And screw, okay. It's got no third brake light, so we can just straight up take this off. Now I'm gonna just keep that loose right there. I'm not gonna fully take it out until I'm ready to actually take the spoiler off. That way I don't end up scratching anything or it doesn't fall off. Okay. Guys, surprisingly, I didn't really have to drill any new holes. From the original spoiler, it seems to line up just fine. Yeah, I think it sits on there really nice. I've only got 2 screws in there. As you can see here, these 2 holes, they line up good, so I could throw in a third one right there. However, the one on the left side does not seem to line up as well. I'll probably drill a new hole into the trunk on this side, because I think that hole is just like barely right there. I mean, for now, I think these 2 screws work just fine. I got one on there, and then I could throw in the 2 right here. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna use the bolt for this side. Oh yeah, with even just 3 screws on there, I think it's not going anywhere. But there you go, guys. Got the rear end all, you know, changed up. It looks a lot more cooler now. Alright guys, so now that I'm kind of done with the rear end, let's move on to the front. I think I want to try to install that front grille. I'm not quite sure if it'll fit onto the old bumper, but hey, well, we'll see. Alright, so in order to put this on, I'm going to go ahead and take off the bumper, just held on by zip ties. I don't know if you guys know, but this is actually my old RSX bumper, the one that I spray painted white. Because when I bought the car, it actually didn't have a front bumper, so yeah. Alright guys, so actually I don't even know if this will work. Looks like on this bumper, this black piece, it's entirely attached to the front bumper. There's really no way to disconnect it other than to just cut it off. So, or maybe it just goes right over. It looks a little ridiculous, but this being the old bumper, I'm not sure if this will work unless I totally cut out that black piece. Yeah, see? If you look at this, that just looks super weird. Just gonna have to get the brand new bumper along with the headlights in order for this to actually fit. But, I mean, you guys get the idea. This will look really cool. Oh, but man, guys, yeah.
I think that's gonna be it for today's video. You know, I tried to put on what I could. We're gonna have to find the front headlights as well as the front bumper and the rear tail lights. Once we get all of that, we'll throw it on there. Guys, it's super hot. I'm like literally about to faint just talking to y'all. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys have a good idea of, you know, how to search for parts online using Facebook Marketplace. You gotta use all the resources that you can just to get that affordable deal. So, but let me know what you guys think. What should I look for next? Let me just give y'all a general idea of how I want to modify it. Obviously, it's gonna need a new paint job. I think I'm gonna go with silver, like a nice dark metallic or like a gunmetal silver, something cool. Gonna do the facelift conversion in the front end and the rear end. In general, clean it up, fix all the dents. Hopefully we can find some cool wheels. One of the big goals that I want to do for this thing is, as you guys know, it's automatic. I think I'm gonna plan to manual swap it. That'll be one of the really big goals that I plan for this thing. Hey, I appreciate y'all watching. I'll see you next time.